All right. Greetings, dark greetings to everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight's discussion will be harnessing chaotic energy as a black adept. Chaos, utilizing that power of chaos, pandemonium, straight, powerful energy, transformative energy. We'll be talking about how do you actually harness that walking on the left-hand path, walking as a black adept. How do you take that energy and bring it under your particular order? As we know, the universe is chaos personified. The universe is the epitome of chaos. But if you ever notice that chaos has an order to it, and it's its own kind of order that is not really understandable by most human beings. We, however, as chaos beings, are passionate about chaos, embracing chaos, and learning to use it in our own path. How Seth was the one to conquer Adept and bring that chaos under his order, use at his will when necessary. And notice Seth would unleash the chaos or would bring it back under control. Not even Ra of ancient Kemet could totally bring chaos under control. This is what was necessary for Seth. But we have these modern day Kemetic spooked out individuals who forget that actually took place, and they want to downgrade or, this Seth as if Seth wasn't essential for this existence that we live in today. Now, Rogue Titan, according to your studies and path, what is your understanding of chaos?
My understanding of chaos energy as a whole is that it's the primordial seed before creation. It's the primordial seed of darkness before light. It's the primordial seed of antimatter before it comes into matter. You see what I'm saying? A force of energy that's just all pervasive and all encompassing chaotic energy, and this when it's filtered down through matter, through the dimensional planes of existence, it becomes solid, it becomes forms of material existence that we call reality or life. And I also look at it as a form of chaos energy as a representation of the divine feminine energy. Being that energy is a chaotic energy, but it gives birth to creation when it's put to order use. And it takes, the masculine energy to coalesce with the feminine energy to give birth to what we call existence, so to speak. And this is so important that to hold this energy and to wield it and to put it into an ordered form that we desire, walking this left-hand path that we work with every day, to make this chaotic energy manifest to something that's going to benefit us all. That's something that's going to benefit our path, that's going to give us, all encompassing power to manifest all that we desire, all that we will into existence. But it takes strong willpower, it takes strong self-confidence, self-deification, and continued shadow work to be able to wield this chaotic force of this energy that we work with. You must have you have to have a sound mind to do this, because because if you're not really strong in holding this energy and being able to wield it, it can overrun you. It can consume you. The chaotic waters will consume you. You see what I'm saying? But it represents an unlimited potential of creation. Like, if you think about the imagination of all of us is endless. There's no ceiling to it. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, there's no ceiling to the way that chaotic energy can express itself. But us as magicians, as sorcerers, by this energy filtering through our state of consciousness, by us having a directive intent on what we want to create with this chaotic energy, is essential in all of our workings. You see what I'm saying? And this all pervasive. We dealing with this chaotic energy all the time, but most people are not conscious of this energy that we embody or that we are. So it's up to us as left-hand path practitioners, Luciferians, whatever form of magic that we're working, chaos magic. This potent energy for us is the foundation for for everything that we do. This chaotic energy, and it's everywhere, but it all comes from within us. You see what I'm saying? We're a part of this energy. You see what I'm saying? We all have unlimited unlimited potentials with this energy. There's no ceiling to it, and we all basically sharing this energy. But there's no way that it never go away. You see what I'm saying? It's all encompassing in everything. So it's easy to tap into it with you know what I'm saying, when you're conscious of this energy and how it flows and how it, you know what I'm saying, it's the foundation for creative ideas. It's the foundation for the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? It's under everything. At the end of the day, it's pervasive throughout all of creation. And it's up to us to tap into it and utilize it to our benefit. So that's my thesis on the chaotic energy and how I work with that shit.
All right. So, being that said, and that's right on point, this gateway of chaos, as Brother Rogue Tide was sharing, is powerful and raw. It's important to understand that it's raw energy, because what happens as individuals trying to walk the left-hand path as Black Adepts, trying to take something that's raw and powerful in nature, and we're trying to bring it under our control. But what happens when you do that is that when you try to bring something that's that raw and primal in its essence, you get away from actually working with the raw primal energy, and you start becoming I would say a systematic person. And what I mean by that is chaos energy in itself is raw. It has no rules, orders. Well, only order it has is the one you create from it. But it has no rules. It has no specific steps. It is just working things as it unleashes from you and comes forth. What happens, I believe, what it becomes difficult to harness this energy is that we're so used to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And when we work chaos energy, when we work with that energy, we try to bring it into A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Simple. What do I mean by that? We're so used to a ritualistic mindset, the circle, lighting the candles, invoking, evoking, and this raw primal energy doesn't always work in that fashion. This raw primal energy will hit you when you least expect it. This raw primal energy will hit you when you're walking down the street and just shake your whole foundation when you're in the midst of an everyday affair, work, whatever, etc. But what we do is try to ritualize something that is raw and primal. Instead of harnessing it, bringing it into a fashion where you can utilize it without so much of a, I would say, systematic workings. So keep this in mind, that you can't possibly try to harness something and bring it to a systematic steps like you're used to, instead of working at it as it comes, flowing with it as it comes. It is without that energy, is without contradiction. Despite all your preparations, no matter how meticulous you are in preparing things, chaos energy is not working in those parameters. So you gotta let go of a lot of the conditioning we have, even when it comes to magic and working your sorcery or magic, because this is coming from the subconscious, unconscious, from the void. This is coming from the demonic energies that came forth from the black sun exploding, creating that chaos. This is coming from deep within you and your unconscious to subconscious coming out. So we can't allow ourselves to get away from the fact that this is some raw, primal, powerful energy. And no matter how much you work with it, no matter how much you think you've mastered it, it's always changing. It's always shaping and forming something new, because if it wasn't for the chaos, there would be no true growth. Just when you think you got it all figured out, or I got this chaos down pat, the chaos will unleash a whole new barrage of new energy and understanding and consciousness that you may not be ready for. Example, about 2 weeks ago when we did a class, I didn't really speak a lot that night, or last week. I didn't speak a lot last night. that time, because that chaos energy just unleashed on me. And there was a lot of rage and power and energy I was feeling that I didn't want to unleash incorrectly to individuals. So instead of trying to just, try to act like, oh, I'm so deep about these things, that's not what I did. I just chilled and worked with it and tried to let it flow through me. What's your take on that, Brother Rose?
That's absolutely essential.
Real quick, we'll take it. Hold on to the class for a few minutes. I got to handle this business call, right?
Oh, go ahead, bro. No, but what he said makes a lot of sense. And being that this chaos energy knows no bounds, is unlimited, and it adapts to every situation. But the focus is an understanding that you are this energy. You are this chaotic energy. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important for, individuals to embody what Seth represents as the isolated consciousness, as the, the Lord of chaos. So you want to be the one that's in control of this energy all the time. Because in order for you to embody this energy and wield it to your desires, you're going to have to put some form of control over. What I mean by that is that you're going to have to embrace this energy, and you're going to have to, like he said, let it flow through you. You see what I'm saying? And it's up to you to take this wild ass energy, you know what I'm saying, and shape it and mold it into your desire. It's almost as if you got a, you know what I'm saying, you got the potter's wheel, and you got clay, and you can create anything out of this clay. You can create anything that you can imagine, you know what I'm saying? But that shit is spinning. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta grab that motherfucker, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, put your willpower to that shit and will some shit that you wanna, you know what I'm saying, manifest it. That's to your desire, that's to your, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna speak empowerment to you, and that's gonna be beneficial for your state of consciousness growth and, you know what I'm saying, your alchemical process and all that old fly shit that we talking about. So that energy, like you said, like if you're working with this energy and sometimes shit happens, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's gonna be some spontaneous type of shit happen and it's gonna occur, but you got a choice to make. You know what I'm saying? You can let that situation spill over into your life where you're not out of control, where you're letting your emotions get attached to shit. Now you're angry and upset, but you lost your focus. You lost your frame and reference on who you are as a god or a goddess in your reality that's dictating your reality from your subconscious mind. So you're always in control of this shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to maintain your frame and maintain that existence of you being in control of these energies in your reality. But it's, you know what I'm saying, it's easier said than done when life hits, you know what I'm saying, shit hit the fan when you're dealing with everyday, you know what I'm saying, this type of circumstances. And continuously doing your shadow work and, you know what I'm saying, reprogramming your subconscious mind. When these occurrences happen, they're because you manifested these things to happen for whatever reason that you know what I'm saying, you put to it. You see what I'm saying? So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to run from that shit? Or are you going to chalk that shit up to some, you know what I'm saying, some spook god somewhere or this is some random coincidence? It's not a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence when it comes to you and you wielding your goddess or goddess powers. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's up to you. You see what I'm saying? You're always in control of this shit. Always. I don't know what situation it is. You manifested that situation for a reason. It ain't up to me to tell you what the reason is. It's up to you, and each and every individual is going to have their own take on this shit. And you're right about whatever decision that you make on that decision that you make, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever that you manifested. So these energies flowing through us all the time, because we giving out this energy, and we are immersed in it, but it's coming from us. We the root of this shit. We the had point of all things that's chaos. You see what I'm saying? As chaos beings. But he also brought up something that I want to speak on earlier. So you talk about the rigidness as far as the step 1, step 2, or step 3 and trying to wield this energy. This energy is basically like a right hemisphere of the brain type of energy. And if you're going about it with a, you know what I'm saying, with a strict, rigid technique on how you have to do certain things and wielding with this energy, you're not going to get it. Because a lot of white occultists had that rigidness to their techniques and their mechanics and trying to conceptualize what chaos energy is. Now they're being able to explain it through rational thinking and logic, but as far as being able to totally 100% immerse with it, all those rules and those parameters that they put on it based on their level of education and how they see things through step 1, step 2, and step 3, that herky-jerky shit is out the window. Because we know as niggas, as chaos energy and this melanin that we talking about, this shit is, you can't, there's no way for you to predict where chaos is going to be. It's everywhere. How you going to predict where something's going to be when it's all pervasive over everything that we see within our reality? Coming from you. You see what I'm saying? It speaks to our genetics. It speaks to our state of mind. It speaks to whatever environment that we in is going to be a form of chaos energy. I mean, come on. Go to Walmart tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Any of y'all little city, go to Walmart tomorrow. See how chaotic it's going to be when motherfuckers return this shit. Niggas get putting shit on the shelf. It's going to be just straight pandemonium. You see what I'm saying? Up here in Detroit, straight pandemonium all the time. You see what I'm saying? Always in the state of where anything can happen. You see what I'm saying? That's what chaos energy is. It's unlimited potential. But how it manifests through people that's unconscious, like most of us, you see what I'm saying? It's going to be in the form of mayhem, havoc, and just outrageousness. But that energy can be redirected back to you. You see what I'm saying? You can go to a barber shop on like a Saturday night or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or Saturday morning where a bunch of niggas up in there talking about all kind of shit. But it's in an enclosed environment, so it's entropy within that area, within that specific location. But you know what I'm saying? When we get to talking and shit like that, we can be talking about anything. But with us, we're gonna put our spirit into what we're talking about. It's gonna be a spiritual energy, but that energy at the root of all the things that we do is chaos energy. Because why? We're chaos beings. You see what I'm saying? That's just what we are. That's what we do. But that's also what gives us an advantage over any other people on this planet, because our genetics, our melanated genetics and all that fly shit is a form of, is like a chaos, is a form of chaos energy. You see what I'm saying? That's why they can't, you know what I'm saying? That's why they study our melanin and all of that old fly shit, and they see how it adapts to everything. It's just constantly changing. It's a molecule that's unstable. You see what I'm saying? Whatever form it took one time is gonna change into something else. You see what I'm saying? And when they know that when they take the blood out of our, you know what I'm saying, out of our bodies, that's like, it's dead. It's not going to be in a form of chaos energy no more. It's going to be in an ordered form. And they're not going to be able to reap the benefits from it directly when they take the blood out of it. But when it's in us and they're doing all these scientific experiments on us and shit, they see the potential genetically of all the advantages that we have for us pertaining to all things spiritual and magical. You see what I'm saying? But now they can break that shit down through logic and reasoning, and you will understand it with all the big ass words they do, but they're not embodying this energy. They can only speak on it. We live in it and we can speak on this shit without all the scientific big words, just doing some raw shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's what, like, a form of chaos energy chaos magic that I work with constantly is sigil magic, and using memes to spread whatever type of hidden embedded commands that I have in a picture or a meme that I post online. You see what I'm saying? It's a form of psychic vampirism. It's a form of vampire magic, and being able to absorb certain energies and take that energy and send it to another direction as far as to fuel one of my magical desires with a sigil or something like that. There's all kind of different ways that you can do this, and there's no rules to this shit but the ones that you set. You see what I'm saying? There's no limits to it. There's no ceiling to it. It's unbounded, uncontrollable energy, but you are the one that's going to have to control this energy. And it's a weird, because it's almost as if, like, dealing with this energy, we're on a roller coaster with no handles. You just gotta, the only thing that's keeping you your gravity from you flying off that boy is your willpower and your self-deification of who you are all the time as being that god or goddess of your reality, or that stepping into that set mindset. And once I embodied that 100%, understood that I am this chaos energy, you know what I'm saying? It became a lot easier. It's like anything that happens within my reality, I don't care what it is, I take credit for it. It can be a fucked up situation for everybody around me, but I know it came from me. And I know I'm taking responsibility for this shit. Or whatever it is, or good or bad, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? I know I'm creating my reality from my subconscious mind.
True.
But, you know what I'm saying? So due to all the reprogramming of my subconscious mind for years, the binaural subconscious brain, you know what I'm saying, and sequencing and all that old fly shit, the neuroplasticity I be using and shit. And no matter what situation I'm in, I know I'm controlling it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to control it to my benefit. I'm going to make any situation I'm in benefit me at the end of it. That's gonna be the root of the common denominator, whatever situation I'm in. So you always winning when you in that mindset. You gotta maintain it. But then once you maintain and understand it, it becomes automatic. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying, consciously will some shit to exist. It's just gonna happen automatically. Like your immune system would naturally automatically fight any type of virus, anything that's gonna intrude within your, you know what I'm saying, within your blood, within your body. It's gonna do it automatically without you consciously telling your immune system to take care of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Through habit and habitual and training your subconscious mind through, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. That's why I enjoy doing shadow work so much. You see what I'm saying? That's where the jewels at. You know what I'm saying? Going through your own bullshit, accepting that bullshit, taking that shit, that the emotion that you put into that shit, whatever it is, transmuting that energy to chaos energy for you to take that chaos energy and will that shit into existence that you desire with your mind and with your willpower.
Speaking of that, a lot of times when we do shadow work, things come to the surface, right? Long buried things, whether it's old wounds, whether it's trauma, whether it's just certain psychological programming, things of that nature. What I've noticed that a lot of individuals tend to do, I don't have a problem with this, so people, please don't misinterpret it. But I noticed that we like to baby the bullshit that comes up out of us. You know, we like sympathy for the bullshit that rises up out of us, right? We want people to be, you know, empathetic to our shit. You understand? Instead of utilizing that chaos energy to devour and destroy it, devour that which has held you down, devour that which makes you feel weak at times, devour those things and learn to transmute that into something that can make you more powerful. Instead of just constantly, oh, well, you know, I'm hurt from the past and the past is what's holding me down. Let's analyze this for a moment. The past. What really is holding you down from the past? It's thoughts that trigger emotions. That's what's holding you from the past, right? But what is the emotions? Energy in motion is simply energy, and all energy can be consumed. All energy can be devoured and transmuted into a new form of energy. Chaos at its best. So a lot of times I hear us say we do shadow work, but it's like, no doubt, good. But it's like we want sympathy for the pain or the suffering that we've gone through. Sure, we've gone through a lot of rough things, but instead of being soft about it, so to speak, why don't we use this chaos, this raw chaos energy, to just consume it and strengthen ourselves through consuming it? Strengthen ourselves through devouring that which has held you back so long, so it's no longer an issue anymore. You've now mastered that and have control over it, and you can utilize it in new ways, in new currents, in new angles that you can create for your everyday existence. But we seem to want to always hold on to these things and never let it go, never find a way to release it. So as chaotic as some of us will be is as much as we're not really as chaotic as we think we are. Because chaos, when it comes, like let's say chaos of nature, when that comes through and a hurricane comes through, does a hurricane stop and say, oh, I feel sympathetic over this person here, I'm not gonna tear down their house? Do you really think a hurricane stops and thinks like that? Fuck no. A hurricane is just gonna consume everything in its path. Why? It's consuming all of those things because it's also in the process of consuming and destroying, it's creating. You must build, but from building you destroy, or destruction leads to building again. It's a repetitive cycle of chaos and energy. This is what happens. So if that's the case, then when do we destroy all of the things that have held us back to build something new? Or do we keep that constantly there and start making excuses so we're not really working with chaos like we think we are, because we're still in the, we say, but we're still in the outside of the boundaries of chaos, so to speak, where we're not really working with the flux or the flow of chaos and how it's really perpetuating and existing in everyday life. So I just brought that up because when you were saying that, it triggered that, because I hear this quite often, chaos, 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 but how are we using it to transform to become more powerful than we were yesterday? Because the essence of all of this work is to become more powerful. And power can mean what it can mean to everybody. It can mean something different. To me, power means the power to do greater than I've ever done, to be more powerful mentally, physically, spiritually, and every level, to be more powerful than I've ever been. That's power to me. The power to consume, the power to devour, the power to transform. That is what I look at the whole harnessing chaos and utilizing it on your walk, is really letting the chaos come through and not making excuses for our own personal bullshit to keep existing. Because the longer we enable that shit to exist, the longer we're going to stay slaves to ourselves, slaves to our emotions, slaves to our thoughts, instead of being the master over your thoughts.
Well, fucking said. Shit. Drop the fucking mic. You know what I'm saying? Exit stage.
Rakim. MC Rakim. Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said, man, there ain't no excuses on this shit. Nobody feeling sorry for you, nigga. You know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck. And at the end of the day, we all got work to do. You know what I'm saying? When I take a shit, I don't want you feeling sorry for me taking shit and ask you to wipe my ass. I wipe my own ass. You see what I'm saying? Just like I expect you to do yours. You see what I'm saying? Same shit. At the end of the day, we all got work. We all got personal work to do. And it's up to us to take that work we doing, to utilize that shit, going through our bullshit. We got to accept it. We got to own it. We got to own it about ourselves, that we got something fucked up about us that we need to work on, and have that mindset that you're going to conquer that shit. Like you said, consume that shit, add that shit to you, and keep it moving, and feel it, you know what I'm saying? Feel yourself growing and becoming even stronger every time you go within your subconscious mind doing any form of shadow work. That's essential on this shit. There's no excuse. There's no excuses on this shit. There's no blaming no white motherfucker, no other nigga, no economic crisis. There ain't no blaming none of that shit. This all comes from here. You know what I mean? This all, at the end of the day, you got a choice to make if you're gonna be a god or goddess of your reality. You're gonna be a slave to it, just like he said. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna be a pimp of your shit, or you're gonna be a bitch, I hope. You know what I mean? It's up to you. Predator, prey, all that shit we always talk about. But you have a choice to make what you wanna, what are you? You see what I'm saying? That's why I always, every morning, you know what I'm saying, before my feet hit the floor, you know what I'm saying, I'm already in that set Luciferian mindset, always. And I go in the mirror and I always ask myself, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I say, I am. You know what I'm saying? What are you? You know what I'm saying? I say, I'm everything. You know what I'm saying? What is everything? Everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Dark. I do this shit in the dark. You see what I'm saying? With all the lights off. Because I'm that chaos energy, you know what I'm saying, symbolizes me triple black darkness. So anything can be within that darkness. But that's what we are. That's what I embody, and that's what I give out. And understanding that shit and being able to always be in the foundation of that darkness, of that chaotic energy, you can't help but be successful with it. But by always maintaining your frame of who you are, what you are, the energy that you embody, and how it's affecting people within your environment and your environment as a whole. There's no excuses. I don't know how to make excuses for shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't know when the last time I made an excuse for not doing something, especially when it's pertaining to me personally. Like, I don't know what it is to blame another person for my shortcomings. Some shit come up. Like, those thought forms, that human level thinking I'm beyond that. You see what I'm saying? I'm better than that. And everybody on listening to this shit is better than that as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's always, like he was talking about, being able to see the growth and progression of where you are and acquiring more power. Just look at yourself last week up to this week, you know what I'm saying, 7 days or whatever. You can see the growth. You should see the progression of your state of consciousness, your understanding and of the abilities that you have, and your self-confidence. Everything should be growing. Everything should be on a steady. You should be mutating with your thoughts, with your, you know what I'm saying, with what you feel that you're capable of. You're capable of any and everything. You know what I'm saying? There's no limits to it. Just like there's no limits to the level of imagination. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always embodying that and understanding that you have a choice to make and being able to control your emotions, or, you know what I'm saying, let other people be able to manipulate your emotions. You see what I'm saying? That's some weak, soft ass shit. And most people, 99% of motherfuckers they belong into that lot or being some soft motherfuckers. But that they all there for us to manipulate, and, you know what I'm saying, for us to study, do scientific experiments on, Vampyre rise off of, and just, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, we different from all them motherfuckers. We on a higher tier than them. You see them, many levels above them based on the state of mind and the energy that we embody. So it's up to us at the end of the day to proclaim what we are and live that shit and be truthful about that shit. You know what I'm saying? We all know that, you know what I'm saying, when we lie to ourselves about some shit, but you got to look at yourself at the end of the day in the mirror and proclaim what the fuck you are, and you know what I'm saying, and go from there with that self-confidence that you build up, that's who you are, the God that got us your reality. You can't lose. You see what I'm saying? You can't lose with that mindset. But it's a 24/7, 365 mindset. This shit, ain't no turning off with this shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to be serious about this shit, like 100% serious. So,
indeed.
You know what I mean?
When you walk your path as an individual, always choose the primal chaotic path over the ceremonial path. Why do I say that? Ceremonial, though it's effective in itself, when you work the chaotic path, the primal path, you're tapping in more into your latent powers than a ceremonial path that may have been authored, produced, or created by someone else. So it's not really emanating from your true essence. Always choose that primal chaotic path. That path has no set routine or ways to do things, especially if you're trying to tap into the demonic self, which comes from the void. It comes from the chaos. If you're really trying to tap into your demonic self, you have to integrate that, because the demonic energy in itself comes from the chaos. And if that's the case, then you can't always do things in a routine way. One thing I learned years ago when I first started really working with spirits and demons, they don't like normal people. They're attracted to shit that's not normal, the shit that's just different. They just love the difference, the uniqueness of individuals. Because if you're a, routine, everyday kind of person, then you ask, why haven't I spoke to spirits? Maybe that's why. They love when you think differently, you do things differently. You are, basically in the chaos, learning and manipulating the chaos for your benefit. They don't like the regular, Joe Schmo. So when you really want to integrate the demonic energy, always be in the chaos. Stop being so routine. Stop being so ceremonial. Everybody wants to get caught up in doing big group rituals. That's all good, because it serves a purpose when you do it together, because you can shift the energies of a certain location, energies to get a certain result. It's all good when you do it across the board. But too much ceremonial takes away from your spontaneity, takes away from your uniqueness, being able to interplay with the chaos and learning how to utilize it in your own specific way. Thus, keep that in mind, because we're so used to, like everybody says, well, I do it like this because this. Well, harnessing chaos energy is not following what someone else told you to do in a book about this is chaos magic, this is chaos energy, X, Y, and Z. Sure, you could extract things from it, but if you start to do things exactly how it's written for you, then you basically become another zombie, a mindless soul following what's been dictated to you and not finding your own chaotic creative source to bring this forth. Thus, if you look at Brother Rogue Titan and you look at his background, if y'all can see that, in the back he has all of his archetypes there, and he utilizes different themes for different workings. He didn't go and use what's already been laid out. He utilized what he resonated with. And in particular, he resonated with certain characters that come from certain comic books or movies or things of that nature, because that resonates with him and is more present in his existence now than some god, goddess, or entity from 2,000 years ago. You understand? A lot of times when we want to go forward, we always seem to look back. How are you going to keep really going forward if you're always going back instead of taking what you're in now and utilizing it today? What I mean is what's in your existence today and how you can utilize it going forward. We always want to run backwards. Yo, look, yeah, I want to go talk to, or I want to work with, demons from 2,000 years ago. That's great. That's fine. But what about using your creative mind for things that are presently existing today? Because that has more effect on your subconscious, unconscious, to your conscious mind today, because you're in the present now, living this, than workings of fairies and spirits and all these things that were thousands of years ago. I mean, I bring this up because I get emails every so often, and it's always wanting to work with some ancient character and ancient archetype. And I'm like, damn, is that how bad we got it, where all we do is go backwards, but yet we think we're progressing going forward? Really? Are you? Because if you're constantly going backwards, as many steps you take forward, you're still going back. So, really pay attention to your personal workings and what you're doing, and say, damn, son, if a lot of what I have on my altars, all these ancient characters, then I'm trapped in a time zone. Literally, you're trapped in a time zone mentally, because that's all you're working with. You're not utilizing your present day existence. And there's a lot of shit we can pull from to work it. But we don't do that. You could, look, it's as simple as doing something like this. I'm just giving it an example. You could use the sigil Wu-Tang to do some ritual work. Have y'all ever really realized that? When you look at that, you can actually create and have certain subconscious symbols are emanating from the Wu-Tang symbol. This is your present day existence. I'm just using that as an example. You can look across the board of different examples like that and use it today. You can create your own present sigil for a demon that speaks from within you and not from somewhere else, another dimension, or etc. Your own personal demons that were self-created since your childhood, you can tap into that to create. That's harnessing real chaos energy, when you could go within you and start to create from within you. What do you feel about that, brother?
Oh, that's 100%. I'm 100% accurate. I'm right with that shit. Like you were saying, like these archetypes that we hear people talking about, whether it's Obatala, whatever system it is, it's about the new guys now. These archetypes still they exist. But they're enveloped in new representations or characteristics of that energy. And it's all throughout mythologies, all throughout comic books, Marvel, DC, Image. It's all over all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to find what resonates with you. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, I got all kind of shit that I tap into, man. I mean, y'all tap into just as easy as somebody tapping into Seth, or not just like Osiris, or any pantheon that somebody's dealing with and getting results from that. I can do that shit with action figures, because this energy running through these action figures just like they running through the entities that's on the walls and Kemet and all of that shit. You got to find it, and once you find it and being able to mesh with that shit and being able to communicate with the spirit that's behind one of these figurines, one of these action figures, you onto something. That's when your subconscious mind is going to start sending you those messages that you in control of this shit, and that's coming from you. That's coming from your level of imagination, accompanied with your creativity and your visualization, being able to manifest that in front of you, and for you to be able to, you know what I'm saying, prove to yourself that you actually the God or goddess of your reality. You the one that's doing this shit. And these spirits that exist within these action figures and within any statue or whatever, they work for you. You see what I'm saying? You brought them down here for a reason. It's up to you to, you know what I'm saying, craft out what that reason means for you personally. You see what I'm saying? We all have different, you know what I'm saying, different reasons and different things that we'll draw inspiration from. You see what I'm saying? I draw my inspiration from things that's going to be abstract, it's going to be different. You see what I'm saying? And what Ravana mentioned about these, you know what I'm saying, these demons, or, you know what I'm saying, these dark forces, so to speak, don't like motherfucker that's on that, you know what I'm saying, that the routine type of shit. That's a good point, because a lot of white occultists, when they deal with these Necronomicon and shit like that, they get fucked up because they approach that shit with that rigid ass type of fucking 1-2 step type of shit. That you can't have that with that shit. You gotta fully embrace your chaos energy. And he's 100% accurate, because when I fuck with the Necronomicon, I learned that shit immediately. You see what I'm saying? You can't be, if you approach these energies, and I understand they come from your subconscious mind. This energy is you. It's what you are, but it's in the deepest recesses of your subconscious mind. You forgot you left parts of yourself buried within your subconscious mind. But when you approach this energy that you are, on the level of looking outside of yourself as this is something that exists not under your control, when you approach them not as God, not as the motherfucker that's controlling this energy, that's a form of disrespect to yourself. Because these entities represent you. So that's a form of disrespect to these entities. And when they see that shit, it's like, motherfucker, you bitch ass nigga, you get all the way up here and you gonna look at us like we in control of you when we work for you, nigga. You might get fucked up, you will get fucked up. Anyway, how that energy gonna fuck you up is gonna be fucked up the way you deserve to be fucked up, where your consciousness is gonna interpret that ass whooping that you're gonna get when you approach your motherfucking self in the level of disrespect and not self-deifying yourself in that position to being, I'm in control of this shit. Y'all niggas work for me. And them niggas like, all right, nigga, let's get busy, nigga. What you want us to do? That's how they approach you. If you approach them motherfuckers with the set Luciferian mindset, nigga, I'm dictating my reality. All of this shit within my reality, all y'all entities, y'all work for me. I brought y'all down here to do some work. Let's get busy. You have to do that shit. You got to approach them motherfuckers. You got to approach yourself with the same bravado and the same respect that you will, you know what I'm saying, you would give yourself, you expect that somebody else would give you. You got to do that. You understand that nothing within your subconscious mind exists outside of you. It's all coming from within you.
Indeed.
Understand that shit.
Yep. Mario says, supreme blasphemy is not realizing you are God. That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Right. For sake of time, y'all, we're going to go and start taking questions now. Limit to one question, okay? I'm not trying to be here all night. So one question per person or one comment. One question or one comment. Then keep it moving. Not 5 questions, slip a couple in there. One question, it's a wrap, all right? Because a lot of us may have things to do, so we got to, be cognizant of that. So I'm going to start up here with Demetrius. One question, one comment. Demetrius is all good, though. He going to hit us hard with one or the other. All right.
I'm looking forward to this shit.
Yeah. All right, Demetrius.
All right. I just got a comment, just one comment then.
All right.
About chaos magic and working with that force. The key to being able to control and to maintain that is in watching nature. The hurricane, the storm, what is at the center? It's a center of peace and calm. That's what controls the storm. If you can be in that space, you're able to contain and control that energy. And yes, the shadow work is important, but that's going to happen when you work with chaotic energy, because chaos abhors stagnation.
That's true.
That's it.
That's, for example, the Sith. They look like they're rageful and out of control, but in reality, they're very much in control themselves when they are at war, when they are in a duel, when they're unleashing their darkness. They're actually more in control at that very moment, because they've taken the emotions and mastered it and controlled it to bring that moment of clarity to control the storm outside of themselves. So,
yes, they're just flowing with it.
Exactly. So
flowing with it,
100% on that. Appreciate that, bro.
All right.
All right, Necro Cannon, you next. Hold on. Give me. Okay, now you go ahead, brother.
There we go. I just wanted to say good class, and I also wanted to add to, in regards to being focused when that energy hits you and when it's going through you at that moment. That's when you need to already have your intent or focus set, so that way you can utilize it. So I just wanted to add that to it. Other than that, big shot.
Indeed. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Home Trust, Sir Noble, Jeff, Megatron, all your names. Hold on, brother. I'm trying to mute you still. Hold on, brother.
Wait a minute, Megatron. Oh, my nigga.
Yeah, he got all the names, bro. I guess. Okay, here you go. I got you muted.
Okay. Y'all talking, can y'all hear me?
What's up, brother? I can hear you.
Y'all talking all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute, this is some bullshit. This is all bullshit. Because how the fuck do I know when I need to fucking activate this goddamn this energy when I've been stagnated or like if I take a break and shit? For you know what I'm saying? When do I know? Yeah, so y'all talking all this shit, but how the fuck do I know when I can goddamn come back, take over, and utilize this shit to fucking exist in this goddamn matrix? That's what I want to know.
Go ahead, Rogue Titan.
Tell me some shit, goddamn it.
Tell him some shit, Rogue Titan. Go ahead, take it away, brother.
You gotta know what the fuck you are. First of all, you the god of goddess of your reality. You the god of your reality, right? Wield that shit. When you go to sleep at night, set a motherfucking intention on you wielding that energy when you go into the dream state. But just with that same bravado and that same ass aggressiveness you got, and you know what I'm saying, presenting that question, attribute that same aggressiveness to you utilizing and finding the answer within your subconscious mind. And guess what? You will find it. And when you find it, you're like, oh shit, it was that motherfucking simple. All I gotta do is motherfucking step into my big boy shoe and wield this shit and be in control of it. That masculine energy, that shit, that's that order energy, and taking that feminine energy that is chaos and putting that shit to you. That's you being a pimp and you getting that hoe, that chaos energy, and you making that motherfucking energy work for you. You know what I'm saying? Your pimp hand gotta be strong with this shit. In other words, your motherfucking state of mind, your self-deification gotta be strong with this shit. Because you're gonna get energy that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that you generate and that's gonna test you. It's gonna test your metal. You gotta be self-confident with that shit. You gotta know what I'm saying. You gotta know that you're gonna fucking succeed on that shit because God don't make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Everything that God do is gonna be beneficial for him to be able to create more abundance, more prosperity for whatever, for his personal existence. And that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive with that shit. Just like you brought that shit to us, I'm bringing that shit to you, nigga. Have that same motherfucking approach from going to see your subconscious mind and finding a motherfucking answer because it's there. You see what I'm saying? But don't be emotional. Or take your emotions, transmute that anger and that aggression, and use that shit to fuel and fucking go through whatever shadow work that you need to get through to prove to yourself who the fuck you is in your everyday existence. And you will. And when you do, nigga, holla at me, nigga. I got a bottle I'll send your ass, nigga.
There you go. There you go. Use that anger to give you focus. There you go.
Yeah, I love that shit, nigga. Look, who the fuck is this? Look at this nigga. Nigga, Darth Vader, nigga.
Gotta use that anger to give you focus, boy.
You know what I mean? But wield that shit, aim that shit into, like you said, you will find your motherfucking answer. You will find it, nigga.
Okay. Thank you, brothers. Thank you. I love that. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Damn right, nigga. That's what's up.
All right.
Come at us again with shit like that. I like when niggas do that type of shit, nigga. That's my speed. That's my chamber right there, nigga.
That's my boy right there. Megatron. That's why he's called. That's why Mario calls him Megatron.
Nigga, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's Megatron right there, baby.
Oh,
you damn right, nigga.
And Magneto. He's also known as Magneto too. He's all them shits. All right. Appreciate that, bro.
All right. Thank you, fellas.
Yep. Mercer Sarah, you next. Give me a second to unmute you. Hold on.
Nigga got my Kundalini rolls up, nigga.
All right, Mercer Sarah, what's good? Hold on, you're still muted. Hold on. Okay, there you go. What's up, bro?
Ain't got none, bro. Ain't got none.
All right, appreciate it. My man chilling with the red light over there, boy. He got the red light. All right, Smooth T. What up?
Yo, what up? What up? Man, y'all some cold brothers, man. So,
yep.
Man, look. All right, check it out, man. My question is, when I break this shit down, it's coming all back down to everything is energy. And I know how, you know, Rogue Titan does the mimetic sorcery, but what are some other ways that I can gain this energy so that I could transmute it? Because I feel like where I'm lacking at is not having enough energy to harness.
All right. That's Vampyre magic at its best right there, brother. You got to learn how to start devouring energy. You got to just start consuming. The problem what happens when a lot of people start to try to get into vampire magic, morality rises like a motherfucker in them. So it holds them back because they feel all moral. I don't want to do that. I don't want to consume. Listen, I'm devouring energy. I don't give a damn if you like it, don't like it, because you just clearly stated you are lacking energy sometimes, or you don't have enough energy to be able to transmute. So if you don't have enough of your own energy, you must be able to absorb that shit and devour it. And in order to do that, you got to get out in the mix. Go to a crowd, go to a place where a mall, go to anywhere people are at. And when you're there, you focus on the heart chakra. That's for groups. And you just start seeing their energy come from their heart chakra into you. And you'll start finding yourself charging up. You'll start getting a chill up your back. You'll be energized. Then you won't know what the hell to do because you got too much energy. Then you're going to start being like, damn, yo, I got to do something. That's when you start to transmute that shit into doing something else. Meaning when you get all abundance of energy like that, use it to accomplish a task that you put off for a while. Use it to bring you financial success by, you know, busting down the doors for the things that have been blocking you from financial success. Whatever the case is, once you get abundance of that energy, channel it outward immediately into some task that you've been trying to accomplish. Because if you hold on to it too much, it's going to fuck you up. Trust me. You can't, we're give or take. Human beings are give or take. You hold and then you release. You hold and release. Problem is people hold on to that shit too much and then it starts turning on them, fucking them up mentally, physically, and spiritually. So you got to be able to release and unleash that stuff too. Why do you think I changed the name of the channel to Unleash, Dark Side Unleash? Unleashing that. We can't always just hold this in. We got to let it loose. Rogue Titan, add on.
Oh, yeah. Specifically, I see niggas in the comment section. Y'all niggas, I mean, y'all are on the fucking money. Now, Smooth T, you talked about the memes and how I use that mimetic sorcery shit. Well, I put that shit out specifically because I'm eating off of every church on the planet right now, nigga. Who they praising up to? They praising up to Jesus, but I know how to redirect that motherfucking energy and become it and consume it. Straight up. You know what I mean? And it happens as all it takes for one motherfucker to see whatever type of meme I get that's attributed to some type of worship. Because the subconscious mind gonna see it, they already gonna attribute that Jesus needs to be worshipped. I'm gonna take that energy and redirect that shit to me. And I'm storing that shit for later purposes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The entire motherfucking planet, any motherfucking church today that's celebrating Easter is giving me energy. So that's a form of vampirism. That's a form of consuming energy because this energy is everywhere. But don't set no limitations to what you're able to create with your mind. You're not lacking energy. You just maybe lacking the understanding of how powerful that you are, how much energy that you have. But you going through your subconscious mind and you have being creative and creating the visualizations and the realization that you are absorbing these energies, is going to build that confidence and it's going to build more and more levels and pillars to your fucking existence for you to prove to yourself that you are this powerful motherfucker that you claim yourself to be. You see what I'm saying? Because you are. Yep. Your energy is unbounded, bro. It's up to you to realize that shit and work with it. Once you do, man, I'm telling you, it's like it's that aha moment type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You just know that you in control of this energy at all times, and no matter what environment that you in. Don't put no limitations to your shit though. Nigga, you got all this motherfucking energy. You see what I'm saying? You gotta just go through your subconscious mind and break whatever limitations or whatever that's stagnant to keep you from understanding that shit, erode that shit.
Now, let me say the couple comments here. Jeff says the church is a good place to take energy. Yes. Don't feel just because you're on the left-hand path or you progressing that you still can't go in there to tap and take some energy from people, because that is a house of energy. The structure itself, the church, the way it's structured, the architecture is built to consume energy. A masjid or a mosque is built to consume energy and harness it inside of there. You go in there, you can take it. That don't mean you gotta frolic and bow and worship like they do. You just sit there like the God absorbing all this shit. Or the devil, whichever one you want to call yourself. Go in there and absorb all that energy. Take it and bend it to your will. You'll see how some of these church sisters after church can be like, hey, who are you? Because they feel that energy and power within you, bro. They're going to be like, yo, this dude's just he's got abundant energy. People are attracted to that. So don't think, but it's like I'm saying this because Rogue Titan said it great. Don't limit yourself, especially on this path. Don't limit yourself into how you do it, where you go, what you do, etc., etc., etc. You understand? Because we have this idea. I'll give you an example. We have this idea. Okay, I'm walking this path. I'm an occultist, left-hand path, whatever. But then we bring some of our programming from the past into it, when you could go to a strip club as a left-hand path person and devour the energy of everybody in there, because what are people there for? They're there to give their energy to the stripper, and the stripper's there to take it from them.
Right.
Understand me? But we bring this old programming into this path, and we be like, oh no, that's sacrilegious. Or we have this conscious mentality. I wouldn't do that. Listen, chaos personified. Where do you find chaos personified on this planet? A lot of places, clubs. You feel me? They're in clubs. You gotta utilize some of that shit to harness that energy and cultivate it to do exactly what you said. I need more energy so I can transmute it for something else. Go to places like that. I ain't telling you go there tonight, or if you want to, that's all good. Just take some pictures, send it. No, stop. Anyways, right?
Man.
Go to these places, right? And go to places you normally would not go. People may have it twisted, and what I mean by that is, yeah, sometimes Satanists could be a little extreme, but they got good ideas when you really pay attention to what they're doing. They take the shit that we were raised in and they deconstruct it, right? And they turn it around to mock what it was, so it no longer has that hold on their mind of I can't do this or I can't do that. Or understand? So they break free from that conditioning and boundaries, and they start to just open up and do anything and everything they choose to grow. You understand? So I just wanted to share that real quick. Anything else?
And I appreciate it, man. Y'all dropped a lot on me, man.
Nah, you nailed that one, bro.
All right, thank you, bro. All right, let's go to Duma.
Hey. How's everybody tonight?
Huh?
So how's everybody tonight?
Good.
We love it.
Yo.
Love it.
Got these yesterday from the comic book store. This is Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, okay, I see you.
I got the Martian Manhunter as well.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't got that. Oh, I do got that one. Yep, I do got that shit.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Okay.
Do these pretty soon. But yeah.
Tap into them motherfuckers, man. The attributes that they give those characters, they belong to you, man. They came from you.
Yep.
Straight up and down. Martian Manhunter got a bunch of shit you can tap into. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle, motherfucker can never get caught. Whatever type of jail cell he put in, he always find a way out. He can utilize all.
Find a way out. Yep.
And he a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, man, you tap into that shit, bro. No doubt.
Also, you could utilize one of my favorite. If you're trying to tap more into the darker demonic energy, utilize Spawn. Spawn is some powerful energy to work with, yo.
I'm looking for Spawn.
Yeah, that shit is ruthless energy. Yeah, that's Spawn right there. Ruthless
Damn
energy.
right.
All right. I mean, that's all I wanted to contribute to the bill tonight.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
I also got my nigga Violator right here too. You know what I'm saying? Keep my nigga Spawn in check on shit. See? We got these niggas all over the place, bro.
Also, another one. You want to really tap into some raw, just straight destructive, absorbing energy. The characters from the Alien movies, that shit is crazy right there. Tap into that shit right there, bro.
All my xenomorphs back here, dog. Yep. They up there. I'm looking at them.
Don't feel blue. You next. One question. We're limiting everybody to one question for sake of time.
What up, dog?
Go ahead. Hold on. Let me unmute you.
My question already, man.
Oh, we
Y'all
did?
answer my question. I just want to say thanks because my question was about having too much energy, but you just explained it.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
My nigga.
All right, Cypher, you next. Hold on. Give me a second. This thing is unmute slowly sometimes. All right, there you go. What up, bro?
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
That's
I'm
good.
just here chilling, enjoying the presentation. And I must say, with the little presentation that you did just now, Ravana, it took a little bit of the insanity away from myself, because I'm like, yeah, there's a person that's into some of the same, you know, some of the same stuff that I would presume would have been chaotic and crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I appreciate that, man.
All right. No problem.
Because, yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks again.
All right.
No, I'm just trying to keep it. I'm gonna keep it short, since we, you know,
All right. Sounds
not trying
good.
to make it too long tonight.
I appreciate that.
Thanks again, man.
Yep. Mario, you next.
Good.
Mario, you finally in your new house now, man?
No, we still in the process.
Ah, son.
Man, this
You on
shit
transition,
drive me
man?
up- Man, this shit is driving me crazy. No lie. But
That's
you know
horrible.
what? I love disorder. Because to me, I grow from disorder. Like, you know, people say order out of chaos. I grow out of disorder. Stuff get to my wife, it don't get to me. She, you know, women are very emotional. I'm going to tell y'all something. I wear this casket right here. I put all the bullshit in this little coffin every day. I bury that bullshit every day. But yeah, and that whole Matsu Mikaboshi, like y'all talk about characters and stuff.
Right.
Matsu Mishiboki, the Chaos King.
Chaos
Oh
King,
man.
yeah.
Swallowing pantheons, energy absorbing multiverse. Nasty. I'm in the process of building some Sith, my own self-created Sith.
Dude.
And I'm making a Matsu Mishiboki character also.
Cool.
But I love this. I definitely needed this.
Indeed, indeed.
Keep me posted on that, because I've been looking for him. They ain't made one of him yet, bro. So you got to make your own, like you were saying.
Yes, sir, and I'm making one.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, let us see the final product, brother.
I definitely will.
All right. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
For all those who don't know, Mario is artistic as a motherfucker. If you need something constructed, design or something, that man got, he does some work, man. Just email him sometime. He'll show you some of his work. He does some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next is Afi. And hopefully I'm saying it right. Afi.
You are.
All right. What's good, Afi?
Hi, how are you guys? I'm
Good,
just listening to the presentation. I'm enjoying it. I hope Cosmic Serpent was on tonight, but she's not. But it's okay.
She'll be back next week. She was with family for Easter, Ishtar Day. So, hey, can't beat that. You got to enjoy family. You know what I'm saying? So any question? Any question?
No question. Just listening to the presentation tonight.
All right. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Coming to brother Nunt Shavek. Hold on. Give me a second. Takes a second to unmute. All right, brother. Any question? Oh, hold on. You're still muted. Hold on. Okay, now you're unmuted.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say thank you for the invite. I got a lot of good information. You know what I'm saying? You know, I deal as far as the deities and the ancestors. I absorb their energy.
True.
And as far as the shadow work, I've been doing shadow work all my life. I always been in, you know, trying to break through these inconsistencies and things of myself.
Right.
Because I always felt like it was some bullshit. You know, I first started getting into this information from Brother Bobby Hemmett and a few others that was on the conscious network, on the conscious community back then, the elders.
Right.
So now I'm just really coming into my own now. I'm learning not a lot, but I really don't know nothing. That's why I'm so glad I came on here to listen to y'all brothers really speak on the dark energy and tapping into that dark side of our chaotic selves. And I appreciate you. Any other type of thing y'all got going on, please send me an invite. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Will do, brother.
Got you, man. Appreciate that shit.
Will do, bro. Appreciate that. All right, so let's hold on. Yep, let's go to OR. Just says OR. Let's see. OR, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can do.
All right. All right, you said, please explain constructive and destructive in relation to chaos. Rogue Titan, take it away.
All right, what was the question? Explain what?
Please explain constructive and destructive in relation to chaos.
Well, we know chaos energy. That's the bedrock of existence. So that can be in a form of you know what I'm saying, a destructive energy. You see what I'm saying? But taking that energy and putting order to it, that's when you're taking that chaos energy and you putting it to an ordered use. You transmuting that energy and you putting it to an ordered use for your existence based on your willpower, your intention, and whatever magical desire that you want to have. When you take that energy, that's when you're taking that destructive energy and putting it to ordered use for your existence. You see what I'm saying? So like we always build and destroy, constantly taking limitations and going through them. But we understand that it's all about energy at the end of the day. And you can take that energy, that destructive energy that you just destroy, whatever limitation that you had, and transmute it to new order for your life, for your lifestyle, whatever magical system that you're working with, to go cultivate your spiritual growth and understanding of yourself, the power that you are and that you hold, and your overall spirituality. You see what I'm saying? That's my answer to that shit. Because we constantly doing it. We constantly destroying things. You know what I'm saying? Like doing our garden, you know what I'm saying? We can take up the old ass flower bed or whatever, and we about to destroy that shit. It's total chaos, destroy it. But we got some. You take that soil, the soil we need to just destroy, put that shit back down. We're gonna have a new use for it. And that's when we put an order to that chaos. That's a prime example of that shit. That's why I love fucking with nature so much and going outside, fucking with my garden, because that's a form of taking order, and putting, you know what I'm saying, taking chaos energy and putting order to it. You see what I'm saying? Being creative with it, because it's always gonna create. And like Demetrius said earlier, observing nature is a prime example of understanding what chaos energy is. And understanding that you are nature, you are a part of this predatory type of nature that nature is. You see what I'm saying? That's what we are. It's based on predatory spiritualism. So that's what we are. That's what, you know what I'm saying? We encompass that 100%. Yep. So just do that.
Two things. On Friday on YouTube, I had mentioned that one of the steps you want to take in order to really start breaking the programming of societies, you want to immerse yourself in nature. It will desensitize you from society, from the technological construct of society, and get you back into that predator and prey mentality, more back to your primal self. So if anybody here has a chance, go into nature, go camping, go hiking, do something, go hunting, go fishing, get away from all the cities and all the suburbs, which are basically extensions of cities, and go further out into nature. Try it. Get away. And you'll start to notice that you're less programmed and you have more time to unleash a lot of what's been used against you when you're out in nature. You start tapping into darker forces. Especially if you go into the mountains or woods, you'll feel a lot of dark energy in them woods right in there, okay? Trust. Especially at night when you just got a little fire burning and you start hearing all this stuff around you and you know there's something there looking at you. Oh, you gonna really feel it then. You're gonna feel that dark side energy. You can be like, ooh. Yeah, especially if we from the city, we ain't used to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, when I grew up in the cities, but my mom's used to send me to the summer camps in the mountains a lot. So I got training into the, survival skills and stuff from doing that. But if it wasn't for her, I'd be straight city boy all my life. You understand? So get away from the cities. Now, the second thing is chaos in itself is destructive energy. But if you want to construct something new from it, you channel that destructive energy into something that can then be constructed into a new path, new pattern, new system, new something that you want to create from it. So you take what essentially is destructive, you turn it into something that you could build anew, something that can start again in your life. So that's how you got to look at that energy. Chaos in itself can bring destruction, but when you bring that energy, like Rogue Titan said, under order, you're bringing it into your order of being able to channel it and utilize it for new patterns, new systems, new conscious thoughts, or whatever you may need in your life at that present moment. All right?
Yep.
All right.
My nigga.
All right, so a couple announcements before we close this off, because the brother got to eat. I'm sure some of y'all going to go eat too. Thursday, we'll have Vampyre class number 3 for those who signed up. We're going in, so hopefully y'all did y'all homework. Secondly, Sith classes are also available now. So the Sith classes start with challenges. It's not just sign up and you read a bunch of books and shit like that. It's challenges. You're going to be challenged for a long time before you really can see if you're really that material. The Sith is not like any other path. The Sith is straight, dark mentality, dark warrior experience. If you don't feel like you're strong enough, don't even contact me, all right? Because it will challenge your mind, it will challenge your spirit, and it will challenge you physically. So don't even contact me if you're not ready for that, all right? By the way, like I said, y'all do know Palpatine is alive for Star Wars number 9. He is alive, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. What's this guy's name? The guy, J.J. Abrams, he confirmed that shit.
Yeah. He back.
Yep. So
he ain't never left. We knew that nigga was coming back.
Yeah. And for anybody who knows Sith lore, Sith are able to what is called shit. I just forgot the name, but they're able to take their consciousness at the time of death and actually transfer it. Transference. That's what they do. They transfer. Yeah, they transfer it to another host. And what's interesting is that everybody in this room actually has that ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually experienced it at times when you've actually felt like there was another presence inside you. Sometimes that's somebody transferring their consciousness to you. Darth Bane was also able to do that. People think he died, but in actuality, when you investigate further, he transferred his consciousness into someone else. All right? So the Sith class presently running. If you want to get down with that, hit me up at darkcultist99@outlook.com. Friday, I'm going to do a class on Masters of Will. Are you a master over your will and willpower? All right, we're going to go further into that. And then Sunday, hopefully Cosmic Serpent is available. We'll do another class. All right, so stay tuned for that. Check out my brother Rogue Titan. Brother Rogue Titan, hit him with your contact information and closing words.
No doubt. You know what I'm saying? My Instagram is the_rogue_titan0125. You can hit me up on email, any questions, anything like that, any action figure that I need to go grab. That's my email is shannon.jeffries0125@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the shits. I'm about the life with this shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got any, you know what I'm saying, feedback on how to do some more advanced type of shit, some other shit I need to tap into or look into, hit your boy up, man. I'm open to all that shit. I appreciate the love and support. And my, you know what I'm saying, my YouTube channel, I always forget. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Rogue Titan. That's the same fucking name. You'll find that shit. I got a bunch of fucking videos. I'll be coming with some shit new this week too. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, stay tuned. Check out his YouTube page. He got a lot of videos on there. A lot of good shit. So check him out. Y'all know my contact information on YouTube, Dark Side Unleashed. Email darkcultist99@outlook.com. Instagram, darkside_unleashed. All right. We'll check y'all out. I'll see y'all on Thursday for those who are in the Vampyre class, and I'll see y'all on Friday on YouTube. All right. All right. Good luck.